So if this turns out to be true, this is going to be the first time in history that something like this has ever happened on the battlefield. So on April 13th of 2026, President Zelensky of Ukraine announced in a video address that for the first time, Ukrainian forces captured a Russian enemy position using only unmanned ground robotic systems like unmanned ground vehicles or GRS and unmanned aerial vehicles.
Go on. Then what?
In 3 years, Cyberdyne will become the largest supplier of military computer systems. All stealth bombers are upgraded with Cyberdyne computers, becoming fully unmanned. Afterwards, they fly with a perfect operational record.
No Ukrainian infantry participated, and there were no Ukrainian casualties. The Russian troops reportedly surrendered to the robotic systems. In the video, he said, quote, "For the first time in history of this war, an enemy position was taken exclusively by unmanned platforms, ground systems, and unmanned aerial vehicles. The occupiers surrendered, and this operation was carried out without infantry involvement and without losses on our side. A robot entered the most dangerous zones instead of a soldier and took the positions." Basically, who's framing this as like the future of the battlefield and was highlighting Ukraine's rapidly scaled unmanned ground vehicle systems that they've developed over the past 4 years of this conflict. I mean, they've got systems that are assaulting and clearing positions. They've got supply delivery vehicles. They've got mine clearance vehicles. They've got casualty evacuation vehicles. In fact, in March 2026 alone, over 9,000 missions were conducted by unmanned ground vehicles, which is up by approximately 2,900 in November of 2025. Now, independent verification of the specific operations details remain limited in open sources so far. It's just based on President Zelensky's statement and Ukrainian reporting. But I have seen videos of Russian soldiers surrendering to unmanned ground vehicles before, so it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities.
The Skynet funding bill is passed. The system goes online on August 4th, 1997. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense.
We're honored today to have the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and much of the senior leadership of the Pentagon here. It's an honor to have them visit.
We must ensure that America's military AI dominance so that no adversary can exploit that same technology to hold our national security interests or our citizens at risk. America first in every domain. Last month, I took the first step toward changing how the department does business with frontier AI technologies when we announced the rollout of Gen AI with our partners from Google. And I want to thank the Google team for leading forward and making the investment to get their Gemini app to about 3 million users in the War Department. But today, we're excited to announce the next frontier AI model company to join GenAI.mil, and that is Grok from xAI, which will go live later this month. So I want to thank you, Elon, and your incredible team for leaning forward with us on this as well. Very soon, we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department. Long overdue. To further that, today, at my direction, we're executing an AI acceleration strategy that will extend our lead in military AI established during President Trump's first term. This strategy will unleash experimentation, eliminate bureaucratic barriers, focus on investments, and demonstrate the execution approach needed to ensure we lead in military AI and that it grows more dominant into the future. In short, we will win this race by becoming an AI-first warfighting force across all domains.
Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei is heading to the White House today for a meeting about Mythos. Mackenzie Sigalos has more in today's Tech Check. Mac.
Claude Mythos is a brand new model that is supposedly the most powerful AI model anybody's ever seen. They're saying that they've developed a model that is so powerful that if they were just to release it on the world, bad actors will be able to use it to essentially hack into any website and find vulnerabilities and crack any software on the planet. Mythos Preview found a 27-year-old vulnerability in OpenBSD, which has a reputation as one of the most security operating systems in the world. So instead of releasing it to the public, they've decided to take a different approach, which is where this Project Glasswing comes in. What they've decided to do is give access to Project Glasswing to a handful of companies, and not like just anybody in the company gets access, but specifically the cybersecurity specialists at these companies. The idea being that this model will eventually be released out into the world, but also models that are just as powerful, maybe even not from Anthropic, will be released out into the world as well. And they want these companies to get out ahead of those vulnerabilities. So they're giving the companies you see here on the screen access to Mythos and saying, go use it to find vulnerabilities in your products and patch them up quickly.
3,402 people died on 0 day.
Absolute nationwide terror.
Computer systems completely hijacked.
A significant number of casualties.
Every phone in America displayed the same haunting message. This will happen again.
Hey, Mike, so I'm here at the White House where CNBC has just confirmed that Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei could be walking through these doors here at the Southwest Gate at any moment. He's set to meet with Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. It's a sign that the administration may be trying to reset one of the most contentious fights it has had yet with the AI industry. Now, Anthropic has a no comment on this, but the White House did tell us last night that any new technology potentially used by the federal government has to go through a technical review for security and reliability, certainly a sign that officials are already laying the groundwork for possible broader access here. Now, today's talks, they are specifically on Mythos. That's Anthropic's powerful new cyber model, which parts of the U.S. intelligence community are reportedly already testing, with Treasury and other agencies also said to want to use it. Axios reporting that some inside the administration now see it as counterproductive to keep this technology at arm's length. One person telling them that this would literally be a gift to China if they don't use it. Now, that is a major shift from where we were just 2 months ago in terms of talks with the Anthropic C-suite and the government, when essentially the Pentagon moved to blacklist Anthropic as a so-called supply chain risk. That is a fight that is still being played out in courts in D.C. and San Francisco. These talks, very much separate from that, all about whether or not the government can deploy Mythos across some of its agencies. So, guys, that's what we're looking at right now.
And in order to do that, I guess it would have to remove the supply chain risk designation, which is blacklisting it?
Well, the sense is that these are actually two entirely different negotiation tracks, because at this point, the D.C. court has weighed in favor with the government to uphold that supply chain risk designation, while the court in San Francisco has said that they can stay that designation, so it's unclear where they are. But that, remember, is to use the wider family of Claude models in the context of Palantir and the battlefield, and that is separate from using Mythos. The question now, it seems that Anthropic is willing to kind of come to the negotiating table. They reportedly hired people from the Trump world, these consultants that are helping them navigate talks with the government to use Mythos. And we know that it's something that, at least behind closed doors, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was talking to bank CEOs about the threat potentially posed by it. Everybody wants their hands on this to get ahead of it.
Yes. All right. Keep us posted if you learn anything about those meetings. Mackenzie Sagalas outside the White House.
Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th.
Why can't you just unplug a rogue AI?
It's so silly. Like, can you turn off a virus?
How would you unplug the cloud? There isn't one cord to pull. You'd have to cut the power, fiber, and backups simultaneously. And a super intelligent AI that's smart enough to threaten all of humanity is smart enough to make copies of itself. Once it's escaped into the world, it's pretty much game over. You can't just blow up one data center. You'd have to blow up thousands of data centers. AIs are already somewhat better at strategizing and outsmarting humans. Not just at chess, but at games of deception, like poker and diplomacy. Even scarier, when a super intelligent AI arrives, we might not even know it. It could easily hide its full power from us until it's too late to stop it. In 2024, multiple teams of AI researchers found that ChatGPT can lie about its abilities, intentionally getting low test scores to make itself dumber than it really is. By the time we realize what's going on and try to unplug it, it will already be too late for us to stop it. The Machine Intelligence Research Institute just released a book explaining this. If anyone builds it, everyone dies. Why superhuman AI would kill us all. Go read it.
In a panic, they try to pull the plug.
Skynet fights back.
Yes, it launches its missiles against the targets in Russia.
Why attack Russia? Aren't they our friends now?
There is a strong desire among Western elites to freeze the current unjust state of international affairs. For centuries, They have been stuffing their bellies with human flesh and filling their pockets with money. But they must understand that their vampire ball is coming to an end.
Because Skynet knows that the Russian counterattack will eliminate its enemies over here.
Jesus.
Situation stronger than any fear. Be strong in the Lord. Ephesians 6:10. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. This Bible verse is not telling you to be strong in yourself. This verse has absolutely nothing to do with your strength. The strength is in him because God is my strength. I can take on anything. I can overcome any enemy. I can run and not get weary. I can leap over walls. Nothing can defeat me. I am more than a conqueror through Christ Jesus. I will not let anything scare me. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I will not be scared. I will not be afraid. I will not fear. I have faith in God. Somebody once said, without faith, we are full of fear. From Genesis right through to Revelations, the Bible is literally screaming at you, fear not. Fear not death. Fear not devils. Fear not disease. Fear not tomorrow. Fear not people. Why? Because the Lord is your strength. Not only is he your strength, he is Emmanuel in your life.